Chapter 1. New World Beginnings. Millions of years ago, all of the world's continents were clustered into one large landmass scientists refer to as Pangaea. Tectonic and other forces caused the continents of our globe to separate and move into the position we now know them to be. About 2 million years ago, glaciers covered many northern latitudes of our planet. As ocean and sea levels dropped, great walls of ice crept across what we now know as North America. A connection was created between Asia and North America. Thousands upon thousands of people drifted across this connection and moved further and further south. Great cultures would develop as the result of their labors. The Aztecs, the Mayas, and the Incas created wonderful cultures that had great achievements. When Europeans did come to this part of the world, they discovered a place that was new to them, but it was not entirely unpopulated. Given the knowledge they accumulated, the techniques they learned, and the devices they created, the Portuguese would seem to have been the logical choice to discover and settle North America. The caravel was a ship that could sail into the wind. The Portuguese also figured out the currents and patterns of the oceans between Europe and the New World. But the Portuguese were more content to stay along a coastline and explore it rather than venture out into the wide ocean. Diaz rounded the tip of Africa. Their great neighbor and competitor, Spain, believed that Portugal had discovered everything of value in the known world, and that the only hope to spread God's word and find great riches was to cross the center of the ocean, the wide Sargasso Sea, and seek out a new world. In 1492, Columbus and his expedition landed in Hispaniola. They did not, according to myth, find North America as we know it. They landed somewhere near Haiti, Santo Domingo, someplace in that region of the Caribbean. The Spanish had a devastating effect on the native cultures they encountered here in the New World. Natives of Hispaniola, the Tainos, numbered more than 1 million when the Spanish first arrived. A mere 50 years later, only about 200 people remained. 90% of those who died suffered that end because of diseases that had been brought over by the Spanish. The Spanish wanted to serve God, bring Christianity to the New World. They also wanted to find glory and gold. In 1519, Cortez and his men set sail from Cuba. They wowed the Aztecs. At first they wanted to steal only their gold, but then they set about conquering the culture. By 1521, the Aztec Empire had fallen to the Spanish. Some native peoples tried to fight back. One example is Pope's rebellion. Natives burned down churches, killed priests, and even built some ceremonial religious chambers. But they did not succeed in defeating the Spanish. There grew to be a legend, a black legend, some false idea that Spanish conquerors simply tortured and killed to steal their gold, infecting them with diseases like smallpox and leaving little behind. This may not have been entirely true, but it's a perception that natives had of Spanish explorers here in the New World.